Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. A little bit something different for you today. I'm going to share with you some more of my personal watches. I'm going to focus on just my five most expensive watches, which also I think all happen to be over $5,000. Kind of a coincidence. And this idea stemmed from I was on Oisin O'Malley's channel this past weekend. I'll leave a card up to the video I was on, and I shared actually all of these watches with his audience. And I guess people kind of just associate me with being the affordables guy, and it's sort of interesting to see some of my, I guess, quote unquote higher end pieces that I do own. So I know his guys appreciated it, so hopefully you guys will too. We'll check it out. And then for my own wrist check, just really quick, Casio G-Shock and an Islander. But let's see what's on the other side of the financial spectrum. So it has become abundantly clear that I cannot count. I thought I had 5. I have 6 watches. Not sure why I thought I had 5. Maybe top 5 was stuck in my brain. Anyway, when I talk about value being over $5,000, whatever, that's basically MSRP for the most part. But I think almost everything here is well north of that figure. So I'm going to start out in no real particular order, though I guess I'll save the most expensive one for last. I'll start with the Seiko SNR 049. This is not running, it's a spring drive. It's not running because I do like to show people that when you wind up a spring drive, before the whole regulation system gets powered up, the seconds hand moves extremely, extremely fast. I've done it before on camera, and it's just like a cool trick. It takes a little while for the brake to start, and once the brake starts, there you go. We're ticking. Well, we're ticking. We're moving at about a 1-second interval. We're moving in time, right? It's a smooth sweep. Anyway, it is a Seiko spring drive, but it is not in a grand Seiko, which is sort of rare, but they do have it. It's part of Prospex. This is a limited run of 400 pieces worldwide. It is full titanium, around 45 millimeters. And as I said, obviously it is a spring drive movement, which means more or less it's a quartz referenced movement. So this seconds hand does want to go really fast, and it's being held back by an electromagnetic brake, known as the glide wheel, which on like the Grand Seikos and some of the others with an exhibition case back, you can see that glide wheel spinning on the back, but not on this one because it is quote unquote a diver, though it bears the Prospex logo. You may notice it is only 100 meters of water resistance, which is kind of interesting for me because Prospex was always professional specifications. Bidirectional bezel, black and blue, beautiful dial, meant to evoke looking at the Earth from space. So you have the blue of the sky and then the blackness of space. It is a GMT. It is a, I'm sorry, I was in time. It is a traveler's GMT. So the hour hand is a hand that moves, and then as you advance through midnight, the date goes forwards and backwards. Really nifty. And then to adjust the GMT hand, you would do it just through adjusting the 24 hour. So that would be your home time. You'd set to the blue hand, and your local time, you'd set to the hour hands. Beautiful watch, super light, weighs about 140 grams. You would never even know that. It just wears really well. I know I said it's 45, but it wears so well on my wrist. Beautiful piece. As I said, it is a screw down crown. I guess I should maybe in turn just pop them on one by one, take off my $160 Casio, and pop this puppy on. Gets worn decently frequent. When you guys see my wrist checks on videos, I film videos 2 to 3 times a week. That is really what I'm wearing for the day. So I do wear this maybe once a month, probably less than that. Because I honestly, I wear Islanders and stuff more often. Just simply because I got a lot of them and I love them. So let's see, I don't know, anything else really to say about this guy? Probably not. I think MSRP was $5,500. So super cool. It is the only spring drive in my collection. I would like to own a Grand Seiko one day, but who knows when that day might be. It's not close on the horizon for sure. Definitely a watch you've seen featured, almost like the whole impetus of the business is this watch. This is my father's mid-80s Datejust. I guess this is known as the Bateman Rolex from, I already forgot the name of the movie. I never even saw it. Anyway, American Psycho, is that what it is? Something like that. Who knows? I don't think that's what it is. Anyway, I'll throw a little editorial note up. So this was my dad's beautiful, champagne dial with those tapestry lines or tuxedo stripes, whatever you want to call them. Fluted bezel, two-tone, crappy hollow folded clasp, hollow end links. I mean, this is what watches were in the past. So I guess that now at this point, this watch is close to 40 years old. If you're looking at it saying, how come the date is not correct magnification? That is because it is an aftermarket crystal. The crystal was extremely, extremely scratched when I got it. The scratches in it were super duper duper deep, not polishable out. So I just had a watchmaker that I know, he actually happened to have a bunch of aftermarket crystals, and he just popped one on for me. So it doesn't really bother me. I can read the date, no problem. But if you're thinking it's a fake because of that, no, I understand. It's just an aftermarket crystal. But certainly a very, very real watch. My mother and father did purchase these, his and hers, right around the same time. So it just means a lot to me. I do wear this a decent amount, certainly when I go out at night, different events, and you certainly see me talk about it on the channel. I'm not much into Rolex and all these part numbers, Seiko, Orient, all those brands. I know the part numbers forwards and backwards for sure, but these guys, I don't really know all of them, so you can shout them out if you know them. Doesn't really mean all that much to me. Let's see. So my dad passed in 2014, and this was given to me, and simply love it ever since. Lots of memories of him winding this watch at night, wearing it, setting it, sitting in front of his night table lamp, winding the watch, and then in the hardware store wearing it behind the counter. All that happy stuff that kind of gives you good fuzzy memories. That's two. Let's move on, kind of in date order, maybe now of acquisition, I'm thinking. So I got this 2006, right before my first child was born. I got it in March 2006. My first son was born in August of 2006. He is now going to be a senior in high school. So this is a pre-ceramic what's wrong with me? Pre-ceramic Submariner. Again, you guys know the right 1661. I don't know, something like that. It is an aluminum insert. It is not a drilled case. Okay, it does not have Rolex written on the rehaut. So you guys can probably date it from that. It ironically or amazingly still has the green sticker on the back. It has started to peel, but I have not. Like a hangnail. I've just resisted the urge to peel it all this time. Still doing well. This does not get worn all that much. Although when I got it, you damn tootin' or darn tootin', I wore it all the freaking time. Has the diver's extension, obviously, because it is a true diver, though. My one dive master that I learned from, he had an old subby. And I said, "Oh, you dive with that?" He said, "Absolutely not. Never, ever, ever." He said, "It never even touches water." Screw down crown, 120 click, unidirectional ratcheting bezel. You guys know the deal on the subs. Maybe it's because it's mine, of course, but I happen to enjoy the pre-ceramic. I like the aluminum bezel. I guess if I had a ceramic bezel, I'd say I like the ceramic bezel model better, but maybe I'm just making up my mind. But I do love the smoothness of the bezel. It's not cut. And maybe just because it feels more vintagey to me, which is very possible. I mean, at this point, it's 17 years old. Has it been serviced? This watch? No, actually. I'm a bad boy. I do not service watches unless they really, really, really need it. I know a lot of people probably screaming at the screen saying, "What's wrong with you?" Well, that's just kind of always been my thing. Unless they start running wonky, I don't do it. But, I'll wear this a day or 2 days in a row, and then it goes back into the watch chest and comes out to fight another day. I realized, like I said, I will put on each one for you because people I guess you guys do like to see this stuff, and just know that, yes, I definitely do wear them. My wrist, for reference, is like 6.5, 6.75. So there is the subby, and here is, I don't think I put this one on, did I? The Datejust. It's super, I love that it's super jangly. Really nice, very comfortable. Of course, nowadays we would say it's it's a piece of crap clasp and folded end link bracelet and this and that, but I don't know, it's got something about it. It's got a bunch of charm. Let's fast forward to, again, this is going to be roughly 2012, 12, 13, somewhere around there. And I've always been a fan of things that I guess not everybody has and not everybody knows about. So Ulysse Nardin Maxi Marine chronometer. Certainly not a watch in public circles that many people know about. It kind of flies under the radar, which I like. It's just, I don't know, everything about it, man. Look at the hands are just gorgeous. Hands are gorgeous. The dial, the blue is unbelievable. You will notice there's a lot of blue watches in this collection coming up. This is, by the way, this is the third watch or fourth watch? Can't count. Fourth watch. There's two more after this. It's got a power reserve at the top, and then small seconds with date inside the small seconds, and there is a inner cyclops, so it's smooth to the touch. Maximum chronometer came in a bunch of different colors. There was this one, there's a chocolate brown, and obviously the line lives on still today in all different styles. Want to talk about pricing. I guess I neglected to do it on the others. The Seiko, I told you. I don't know. I actually walked into the store and bought this. $6,500 or something back in 2006. I have no idea what they go for today. Not a clue. If you know it, I'm sure you guys do. Just put it in the comments and and I'll know. 2012, 13-ish, I think I picked this up for somewhere around $7 grand, maybe close to $8. So again, just walked into a store and bought this as well. I love the rubber strap and the extra link here for just a little bit of more comfort. Screw down crown, of course. What I do understand is that UN or Ulysse Nardin, the movement in this is actually like at a 2892 base, and they just do some work to it. So not really an in-house movement, though. They kind of call it their own movement. It's really not. Check out the serial number, the plate on the side of the case. Just such a cool detail, really nice. The bezel does not turn, though it looks like it does, or it should, because it's knurled nicely. And the crystal on this one simply disappears. Two of the watches with the best AR that you're going to see. The Seiko is ridiculous. It looks like the crystal's not even there. But the UN does a pretty decent job. Let's go with this one. And then we'll have two more after this. Ultimate summer sports watch, in my opinion. Works great during the day and works really well at night. And as I said, definitely a watch that flies under the radar for the most part. Yes, when I do wear my fancy watches, I do wear them on my right wrist because I am a lefty. As you guys know, I do wear two watches. So I try to wear the nicer watch on the right wrist so it doesn't get banged around so much. Okay, watch number 5. And if it was a top 5 video, it would be over after this, but there's one more after this. So this is a Yacht-Master 40. I got this, ironically, for my 40th birthday. I bought them for myself, so looking at 2016. Yes, you can figure out my age from that. The Yacht-Master 40 came in a couple different styles. It came in the blue, and it came in the rhodium dial. I really, really wanted the blue. I just wanted a different kind of blue. I love the Submariner, but I just wanted a different kind of quote-unquote dive watch. It is not a dive watch. It's only 100 meters water resistant, but it is relatively thin, which is nice. It does have a bi-directional bezel because it's supposed to be a yacht timer, right? So you can go both directions for the, whatever it is, the 10-minute regatta timing or however that works. Which the Yacht-Master 2 is super cool. If you ever, what is that, lint? If you ever get a chance to just look up a video on how the Yacht-Master 2 bezel works. That is amazing. Really cool tech, even though it's a hideous watch, in my opinion. Let's see, the bezel on this is actually platinum. Rolex has a name for it. I forgot what they call it. But it is a platinum bezel insert. It does have a little nick over there. Polished center link bracelet. Everything else on this is stainless steel. Obviously, Yacht-Master 40 means it is 40 millimeters in diameter screw down crown. When I got this, I wore it to death. Ready? So it's supposed to be polished down the center. Wait till it gets to the clasp. The clasp has just been murdered. Absolutely murdered. Beautiful clasp, by the way. Isn't that nice? You flip this up. Beautiful. There's a little, this actually, beautiful. Very nice clasp. They do good clasps. Has a comfort link extension, not a diver's extension. There's a little half link buried in here that you can fold on itself. Actually, I think it's deployed right now, and it is. It's deployed right now. Beautiful watch. Oh, and this actually still has a sticker on it, too. You can see the green right there. But yeah, this watch gets worn a ton, or got worn a ton, not so much anymore. This was the drive behind my Red October watch that I did a while back. But there you can see it. Beautiful, beautiful blue dial. Simply amazing. And let's get to the last one. And the last one, perhaps the most heavy hitter of the bunch, and I didn't mention price. It's very ungentlemanly to mention price, but I don't know, somewhere around 9 or 10 grand is what I bought it for a few years ago. I don't know what they go for today. This is my Daytona 116509. This is a number I happen to remember, and this is a white gold Daytona. So everything you see, which is what I learned this about Rolex, and this was amazing to me. Everything you see is white gold, everything that's metal, from the hands to the buttons, to the crown, to the screws, to the spring bars. I guess the springs are steel, but everything is white gold. I did look up like what a link would cost for this if I needed a link. A link was like $500 or $600, something like that. It was something crazy. But another beautiful clasp. Actually, this one does have a little piece of tape on the clasp because, I don't know, I just didn't want to leave Rolex gold everywhere I put my arm down. This does not get worn a lot. It comes out for special occasions, not because I'm afraid of damaging it. Maybe that is why. I don't know. I'm not a safe queen kind of guy. It's really heavy. It's super comfortable. Don't get me wrong. And it's a beautiful watch. It just doesn't come out all that much. Probably less than once a month. But it's polished on the center links, on the bracelet. And let's see, so we can wind it up. Being a Daytona, it is a chronograph, of course. And it is actually screw-down buttons. It's beautiful chronograph action. It didn't go. Whoop, 1 second. Well, it helps if you wind it enough to run it. Okay, unscrew the buttons. There you go. The chronograph starts. It's got running seconds at the bottom, elapsed minutes on the right, and elapsed hours. 12-hour counter on the left. Beautiful blue dial. Very hard to capture in photos. Tachometer bezel. Oops, this is screwed down. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Doink. And that's it, back to 0. This I picked up, it was a couple of years ago. I forgot what I spent. It was, I hate saying it. It was somewhere around 42-ish, something like that. Ironically, though, just about 2 years after I bought it, because I picked up like 2.5 years ago. So just about 6 to 8 months ago, I actually did inquire. Maybe a little more than that when the used market was at its peak. I was offered, I think, $15,000 over what I paid for it, which is kind of amazing. I didn't take it. And that's it. So that is, oh, I guess I'll put it on. So you might ask, what am I lusting after next in the high end? I certainly have my sights on stuff. I've wanted a 228206. I happen to know the number because that's the way I look it up. That is the ice blue platinum date. I want it with the baguette diamond dial. Those are really nice. I dig them. But also part of me, I love the blues of Rolex. So I got the Daytona blue. I got the Yacht-Master blue. I just feel like the ice blue on the date would just be, the crowning of a blue collection. But I also feel like my money would be well spent on other brands that just do different things. I dig Breguet. I love their tradition. I think they're just they're so nice. They're more than just hype. And again, it goes with my whole watch that flies under the radar kind of thing. This is definitely a watch that really flies under most people's radar, for sure. I would say everything probably, whoops, flies under the radar, except for maybe maybe this, because I think a lot of people know exactly what this is. Maybe that too, but these guys, people don't know what they are. This is a Seiko. Who knew? Anyway, this has been Mark from LongWatch.com, showing you the more expensive end of my collection. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Questions, comments, concerns, anything else, put them down below, and I'll be sure to address it as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.